I
Oh, hi. Sorry, I was muted. Sorry. There we go. Here I am.
I was gonna be there in person, but my mom she's sick, so
I
I
don't
didn't risk anything. I didn't want to risk anything.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I don't think so. We are still doing it at the music hall because we had already put money on it last year, and so it just carried over. But we're gonna try to like keep it pretty small and not have a ton of performances and stuff. So I don't think we'll do anything like that concert we did before. We were just talking about graduation. Okay, okay. We are missing Trinae. Oh, nope, wrong person. I almost marked you absent, AJ. David's here, Marilyn's here. AJ, Victoria, Kyla, virtual. Okay. So what I want to do, and I've made comments on everybody's high school synthesis thing that turned it in, and some of them were really, really good. Some of them were very good, except that the sources weren't cited correctly, which I pointed out if that was the case. Um, if you had any kind of major errors, I told you about that too. So I would look back at those comments because we're about to get our first real synthesis essay assignment. And I'll kind of talk to you. I might give you guys a couple of options today, just depending on how you're feeling. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And you guys, I'm not going to plug into this because it's not going to be for very long, but I'm looking at, I just published the Dumbest Generation Synthesis Essay. And it says, carefully read the 8 sources beginning on page 167 in the language of composition. You might be like, what? I actually just posted an entire PDF of the big, huge textbook that we are supposed to use in this class. And we have used in this class. I've just like found PDFs of some of the stuff for most of the year, but I figured go ahead and put it in there. So you're going to read these 8 sources and then synthesize information from at least 3 of them and incorporate it into a coherent, well-developed essay that evaluates the claim that those under age 30 are the dumbest generation. You want to make sure that your own argument is central and use the sources to illustrate and support your reasoning. Avoid merely summarizing the sources. We've talked about that. Indicate clearly which sources you're drawing from, whether through direct quotation, paraphrase, or summary. You may cite the sources as source 1, source 2, and so on, or by putting the author's name in parentheses. This essay is going to be due on next Wednesday, which is nearly a week. You'll have some time on Monday. Monday is an e-learning day, and you'll have the entire class next Wednesday to work on this in class. Unless, of course, you need to stay for success session. But I don't think we're going to have any more. We might have one more grade between then and now. So hopefully nobody will need to. So I want to draw your attention back to where I have posted the PDF. It's called The Language of Composition.pdf. Let me share my screen with you guys. I'll actually just turn it around so you can see for a second. This is on page 167, like the page number is here, but it's 205 on the PDF. And you'll find those exact instructions. And if you look at those 8 sources, it tells you what the 8 sources are. We're going to read the first one together. The first one is the longest one, and it's the one that kind of establishes, like, this is the argument that we're dealing with. You're either refuting that or supporting it. And then depending on how you guys feel, we can either read them all together or we can, or I can let you guys read them on your own. Totally up to you. But let's go ahead and read The Dumbest Generation. And it is important to look at what the introductory information is. This one is from a 2008 book about the effects of digital media on young people by this guy, Mark Bauerlein, I don't know. but he is an English professor and a researcher at Emory University. So we'll read this one together and then we'll see where we are. This is the paradox of the dumbest generation. For the young American, life has never been so yielding, goods so plentiful, schooling so accessible, diversion so easy, and liberties so copious. The material gains are clear, and each year, the traits of worldliness and autonomy seem to trickle down into ever younger age groups. But it's a shallow advent. As the survey research shows, knowledge and skills haven't kept pace, and the intellectual habits that complement them are slipping. The advantages of 21st century teen life keep expanding. The 80s and 90s economy and the digital revolution providing miraculously quick and effortless contact with information, wares, amusements, and friends. The mind should profit alongside the youthful ego, the thirst for knowledge satisfied as much as the craving for fun and status. But the Enlightenment hasn't happened. Young Americans have much more access and education than their parents did, but in the 2007 Pew survey on What Americans Know, 1989 to 2007, 56% of 18 to 29-year-olds possessed low knowledge levels, while only 22% of 50 to 64-year-olds did. In other words, the advantages don't show up in intellectual outcomes. The mental equipment of the young falls short of their media, money, e-gadgets, and career plans. The 18-year-old may have a Visa card, cell phone, MySpace page, part-time job, PlayStation 2, try 5, and an admissions letter from State U. But ask this wired and on-the-go high school senior a few intellectual questions, and the facade of the in-the-know-ness crumbles. So if I were you guys, I'd probably feel like kind of offended about this, because he's more or less saying that if you're young, like a high school senior, which y'all are close, you're not very smart. Like, you have all of these avenues and resources available to you, but it comes at the cost of discovering knowledge on your own. So what you guys are going to be responding to in this essay is this idea that the generation of people under 30 are the dumbest generation due to, you know, all this technology and all these new things that we have in the age of information. And so if you look on, the second one is a direct response to that. This person, Sharon Begley, is directly quoting the previous article by Mark Bauerlein. That's probably the longest one. The third one is from a study on the effects of digital media on young people. The fourth one is from an article in The Atlantic, Is Google Making Us Stupid? Sounds like maybe that could kind of go hand in hand with that first one. Are we getting our share of the best? That is from a 1962 article in the US government's Foreign Service Journal. So you might want to kind of look at that and see how have things changed since 1962. Number 6 is from Discover, which is a popular science magazine about your brain on video games. Number 7 is from Wired, which is a popular technology magazine, and actually the same magazine that we read that thing from the other day about Facebook Friendonomics. And the last thing is a cartoon that was on the cover of the New Yorker. So you're going to kind of go through all of these and decide what you think is going to help you. You probably already kind of, just from that one article, have an idea of which way you kind of want to sway on this. And what I would recommend is going through and kind of skimming over some of them and seeing what you think is going to really help you make your point and what you think is maybe kind of in the opposite of your interest. And then reading those more thoroughly, the ones that could help you. So here's our 2 options for today. None of these articles is very long. It's less than 10 pages in all, I think. We can go through and read them all together if you want, or I can kind of leave you guys on your own. Those of you who are virtual could leave and you can go through it at your own pace, skim over them.
This was fun.
Yes.
Where can you find this at?
This is on Canvas.
Oh, what's it under?
Yeah, I will show you. In fact, let me share my screen again. So the actual essay assignment is this last thing, the dumbest generation synthesis essay. And then all of the articles are in the language of composition. I have that open already, and it's on page 167.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So what do you guys think? Do you want to go through them all together, or do you want to do it on your own time? I'm good with either. Doesn't matter.
I would like to do it. Go on over it by myself.
You'd rather go over it by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Victoria, Kyle, what do you guys think? Either way. Okay, so I'll just let you guys go ahead then. I'll end the call. And if you have any questions, obviously you can email me, or we can talk about those tomorrow. Also, Monday is going to be an e-learning day, but I'll go back over tomorrow what you guys need to do for e-learning, because I might actually change my plan. Okay, I will let you guys go and read those on your own. Bye.